Hey my friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. My name is Dorian, and for today's speed build, we're actually doing a shell challenge. For those of you who don't know, a shell challenge is where someone basically makes like the shell of a building. So they'll build all the walls and everything like that, and you have to decorate it and design it however you see fit. This particular shell challenge is from my friend VelvettB Gaming, who I will link to their channel below. They do a monthly shell challenge, and this one is specifically the Courtyard Shell, where it's basically just like a building but has like a little courtyard in the middle, and I was very intrigued by it, wanted to have some fun with it. I've struggled a bit with shell challenges in the past, mainly because I see them, I see them online, I save it so that I can remember to do it, and then I forget. So this one was like, I saw it, it's like I need to do it, otherwise I will forget about it. So we did the Courtyard Shell. I built this in Tartosa on the 30 by 30 lot in like the upper northern part of the world. I forget, I think it's like Via Romanza, I think is the original name of the lot, and I wanted to kind of do a play on maybe like a Mediterranean style bistro. I don't know if you would necessarily call what it ended up being a bistro, but it has a little cafe. I turned the courtyard into like a seating area. I added like a little book nook if people want to just hang out and read, and upstairs I put like a little art classroom as well as the apartment for the person to live in. So if you were to download this, I think the intention would be that you would play this as a small business lot and then set it up for maybe drink cafe drinks, read, sit, chill, I don't know, whatever the things are. But you could easily, I could see this being turned into like a cafe. If you want to switch out the little coffee bar for like an actual bar, I could see this being like a cool bar spot. So, or if you wanted to even like make it a restaurant, I don't think it would be too much of a stretch for that. So, but I like the idea of having like a little like courtyard, like a little cafe thing with a courtyard, and I think it turned out pretty well. There was a lot of different spaces in the shell, so that made it a bit of a challenge to figure out like what exactly I wanted to put where. That's why I ended up with a book nook and like a little art studio, just because there was a lot of space. But ultimately, like, we have like the little courtyard mill for dining. I tried to do like open arches just to try to open it up a little bit more. So you have like an open arch leading into like the building and the courtyard. I also created like a little like open arch little patio thing in the back with a couple other tables. I think I maybe did technically break the rules of the shell challenge because I turned one of the upstairs walls into fencing, so I could have like a little like patio thing overlooking the courtyard. So I do apologize for that, but I think overall I stuck with it pretty well and it turned out nicely. For this particular shell, for most shell challenges, it's you can't mess with the walls. You can change like wall heights, but you can't like change the configuration of the walls that are there. You can add additional walls, you can add half walls. For this one, you could change the roofing. So I did end up removing like a bit of roofing, but I kept everything else the way it was. I was thinking maybe doing like more of like a archy like kind of roofing, but I couldn't get it to look right, so I just kind of stuck with what we have. But I did delete the little center part, and then yeah, so we have the downstairs. It is a couple restrooms, like a little entrance, little foyer area. I did put one of the businesses and hobbies like selling boards. That way, if you want, since you're doing art classes, if you want to sell artwork, you could do that in here. And that leads to the cafe. There's a little kitchen area. It's not necessary for a cafe build, but I thought if you did want to turn this into a restaurant, that'd be an easy thing to switch over. So I thought it was like a nice little touch. And then you have kind of like the little reading nook on the other side. You have a little separate dining space in the back. I figured you could, if you wanted to play, you could reserve that for like private parties or something. And then you go upstairs, you have the art studio, just like a little sitting area with a little porch that overlooks the courtyard, and then you have like a small studio apartment. So that is pretty much it. This was a lot of fun to build. I love building. I'd like to think I'm a good builder, but I really do struggle with floor plans and like getting like the shell of a building just right. So shell challenges, they are cool in that I don't have to build the building, it's already there, so I just have to make use of what's in there. But then it plays up to the fact that, oh, I'm really bad at doing floor plans, so it took a little bit of trial and error. I did cut out a lot of that from the speed build. You see, I was kind of like figuring out how I wanted the rooms look, especially kind of have like the more open areas like around the courtyard. I did end up like wasting, I guess, some real estate just because like little walking paths, but overall I think it lends itself pretty nicely to it. I think the biggest other challenge I had with this, I didn't realize until I'd already furnished most of the first floor that, oh, I don't have any windows in this place. So I ended up going back in, putting windows. I had to rearrange some stuff. Overall, I think it works out. I haven't actually play tested this this yet, so there might, I think everything looks like it should be accessible. So if you did want to download this and play it, you may have to move some things around, but I think for the most part, it's okay. But I really was just kind of going for looks here, and I think we did a pretty good job. So I said I did build this in Tartos. I kind of wanted to go for like that Mediterranean vibe, so I do end up using quite a bit of my Wedding Stories stuff for this. There were no pack limitations, so I wasn't trying to limit myself either. But I'd say a lot of my Wedding Stories, a lot of businesses and hobbies. I used a couple of the windows from Horse Ranch, just like the smaller windows, because they actually seem to work okay. So yeah, it's just kind of like a mixed match. I kind of like that it's a little eclectic in that it has like stuff from everywhere. It has some like older style, like older Mediterranean style stuff, but also has some newer stuff. Like I would imagine like the person who runs this place, like this is probably an expensive property, so all they had to get like furniture wise was from IKEA. So there's a lot of like modern looking stuff in here that looks like it's probably from IKEA because that's all they could afford because they dropped all their money in this place. I didn't do too much with it, but I wanted to make it look like kind of like a weathered property. So I tried to put like a few little stains on the floor, some like cracks in the wall. I didn't go too crazy with it, but I tried to get a little bit of it there. And then in the little bit of landscaping, I added a fountain, I added a little pond in the back. But yeah, I think overall it looks super cute. Like I said, I'm calling it a bistro. I don't know if it's technically a bistro. It's like a little mismatched cafe, reading art thing, whatever. So but yeah, this was a lot of fun. I think the shell tour, I will post the details in the description, but I think VelvettB is doing the shell tours on Twitch like mid-June, so I'm gonna try to be there watching as she shows off everything. I'm sure everyone's good. I'm really excited to see what else people do with this space, because one of the cool things about shell challenges is you have like the same core of like a building, but people like creativity abound. And I built something that looks like a Mediterranean bistro. Someone may build like a modern looking bar or like a super cute house. The possibilities are endless, and it's really awesome to see like what other people in the community do with like the same shell of a building. But with all of that, I think I will let you guys enjoy the rest of the speed build, and I will see you shortly for the lap tour. So bye, y'all. All right, and we are back for the lot tour with our Courtyard Shell Bistro. So you can see, I think I forgot to mention this. I did technically turn the building around. I think this was originally supposed to be the front, but I flipped it around just because I wanted like I didn't want like the second, I wanted just like a first floor thing so that we can kind of look in and see what's going on. But you see we have like our little courtyard area in front. We have a fountain. We have a couple of flower beds, just some landscaping. I tried to add some like vines and stuff, make it look like they're growing up the building. Turning around in the back, we have our little pond, and we just have a little more seating. You know, you get a little scenic view like right off the paths and stuff. So I think I love this world. I know the gameplay involved in the pack is like a little meh, but Tartosa is probably one of the prettiest worlds in this game so far. So it was kind of cool to be able to build on it. But yeah, so we have, you know, our little back courtyard thing. We have our pond. And if you play on live mode, you'll see fireflies in the evening, which I thought was a cute touch. So yeah, let's go inside. I'm going to try to do this in first person mode. I can never actually get this to work, so we'll see. But you kind of go in, you kind of see it's, you know, kind of an open space. It kind of looks out into the courtyard beyond that, but you walk in, you have this little entrance area, and then this would be kind of where you would walk to get to the cafe. So you have like the little board if you want to post, like if you want to sell like artwork in here, have a little place to sit. Walk here, we have a little bit of a plant clipping through the wall. Let me fix that real quick. It's always something. It's always something. All right, going back in, trying to anyway. Come on, there we go. So you have like the little cafe area, so you can order your coffee, you can order little treats, and then you can go sit out here in the little courtyard, which I love the way this came together. You get, you know, beautiful open sky over here. This is where I think I might have broke the rules, because this was a wall, this like fenced in area up here. I did turn it into like a little fenced in area, but I think it'll be fine. But yeah, you have this little seating area here. You have like a little like waiter stands, not really anything. This wouldn't be set up as a restaurant. And then over on this, actually, let's go back here. I don't know where I am right now. So yeah, going back here, you have like this other little dining room that has some other seating outside. And through here is just the kitchen. Pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. And then this goes back out to the cafe. I think I did realize I added a window in here, so I gotta change one of the things around. It's always something. You know, let's size this down and we'll put this over by the sink. There we go. And we got some more plants clipping in. Of course we do. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe I should have play tested this. Anyway, you go back outside. You know, you can sit out here, get a nice view of the hills and the water in Tartosa, and it's just lovely. Going back in, yeah, small restroom over here. Oh my god! All right, we're going out of live mode. We're going out of first person mode. I realized I added these windows in after the fact, and I forgot to put stuff in, so that's fine. We're gonna put in a quick curtain in here because this is a restroom, so we'll put that in. But yeah, we have a little restroom in here with a changing table, just some more plants. This is the hallway to go upstairs. I'm not doing first person anymore. Is this the little reading nook? So we have a couple little places to sit. Got some more plants clipping into the wall. Oh my god, this is a hot mess. Okay. Got some more, 2 little restrooms up here. I think that's it for the ground floor. I don't see any more clipping. I did make sure everything, try to add enough light in so you can use this at night, not have too many issues. So this is the first floor, and then going upstairs, so you basically go up right into the little art studio. I didn't add a door. Oh my god, I forgot to add a door right there. Oh my god. Sorry, Velvet. I screwed this up. I'm so stupid. All right. So yeah. You know what? As I was gonna put a door. Okay. You know what? Let's reevaluate some of these things. Okay. I'm gonna move this. There we go. All right. Let's try this again. So you would basically walk upstairs to a little artist studio. So we have some easels, some little bugs with like paint smears on the floor. Have a board if you wanted to actually like try to host classes here, which you can do through businesses and hobbies. Just like a little kitchenette back here. I use the coffee maker from the restoration workshop kit. I like the kind of like the retro vibes of that. So I use that in here. Going out here, this is just like another little sitting area. Add a little bar if you wanted to do something with that. I figured this would probably be just an extension of like the residential space, but have a little patio. This is the one that overlooks the courtyard. These lines would not show up in live mode. These are from the I guess the boundary for the classroom, so you won't see that in live mode. But then going in here, we have like the little studio apartment. apartment. So just a very small fridge. Again, I use the appliances from Restoration Workshop, kind of like the retro vibes of them. And then over here, we just have like a very straightforward little bedroom. And then we have a somewhat glammed up, like classier little bathroom. A lot of sleep bathroom kit in here. So we have the tub, shower, you know, toilet tank, everything like that. And then I think that is pretty much it. So I said I didn't do some of these things. I could probably go back with it. I didn't. The only thing I really changed on the exterior was there was a piece of roofing right here. So I removed that, which was within the rules. Other than that, just tried to, you know, try to make it look a little more open with like the arches and everything out. And I think that's pretty much it. So this is the Courtyard Shell Bistro. I'm going to put this up on the gallery. Cool. So we have one bedroom. I'll say like 3 baths. I'm putting this as residential. So you would put this as residential, but then when you download it, you can build a small business on here if you want to. Like I said, I could easily see this being converted into a bar or a cafe or a nightclub. You know, if you want to download this and play with it, do whatever you'd like with it. I set up in mind to have like small business, have like cafe activities, have like some reading, have like art classes, but sky's the limit. Do whatever you want. So this is my submission for the Courtyard Shell. So thank you guys so much for watching another speed build. If you like this video, please consider dropping a like. Please consider leaving a comment if you're participating in this shell challenge, or if you have any other, if you know of any other shell challenges you think I should try out. Like I said, I love the idea of them. I always forget to do them before the deadline though. So if you know of any, please let me know. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I am trying to grow this channel. You guys have been such an immense support for that so far, so thank you. But with all that, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. As I mentioned, I will leave a link in the description for VelvettB Gaming's channel and their video describing this challenge if you wanted to participate, and I will see you all next time. So bye everybody.